Have you ever caught yourself in the mirror and thought, when did I start looking so tired? Or maybe it's not just a mirror. It's how your body feels in the morning, how long it takes to shake off a bit of stiffness, or how you sometimes forget why you walked into a room. If you felt that way, I want you to know you're not alone. Aging is something we all go through, but how we experience it, that's something we can shape. Now, you might have seen countless ads for anti-aging creams, miracle pills, or pricey gadgets that promise to turn back the clock. But here's the thing. They often come with big promises and small results. What truly works, what truly helps you feel and look younger, doesn't come in a bottle. It comes from habits, from simple daily choices, and from reconnecting with what your body and mind really need. In this video, we're going to talk about 6 powerful secrets that help you stay youthful without needing to spend a fortune. These are things that are backed by science and, more importantly, by the wisdom that comes with lived experience. You've made it this far in life. You've earned the right to feel vibrant, energized, and full of life. Let's start with one of the most underrated and, honestly, most joyful secrets to aging well: movement with purpose. Now, I'm not talking about punishing yourself at the gym or trying to keep up with 20-somethings doing intense workouts. What I'm talking about is daily, intentional movement that brings you energy, improves circulation, and strengthens your muscles and bones. It could be as simple as a walk in the morning sun, gardening, dancing around your living room to a song you love, or even just stretching gently in your chair while watching TV. The key is consistency. The body thrives on motion. Even just 15 minutes of movement each day can help lower inflammation, improve balance, boost your mood, and keep your joints happier. And here's something not enough people talk about. Movement is also vital for your brain. Regular activity literally helps your mind stay younger by improving blood flow and stimulating new connections in your brain. And while we're talking about the body, let's talk about something else that's deeply connected to how we age: how we breathe. Most of us don't even think about our breath. But shallow, stress breathing, especially if you're tense or anxious, can quietly wear down your health over time. The good news is learning to breathe deeply and mindfully is free. You can do it anywhere, anytime. Just a few minutes a day of slow, deep breaths can calm your nervous system, lower your blood pressure, improve sleep, and even support your immune system. A simple trick I like to use is what I call the 4-4-4-4 breath. Breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 4, out for 4, and rest for 4. Try doing that for a few rounds each evening, maybe right before bed. It's like sending your body a message that says, you're safe, you're cared for, you can rest now. That kind of gentle care adds up in a big way over time. Now, let's touch on something that affects every single one of us, and yet many don't even realize how powerful it is. The people we spend time with, relationships or the lack of them, play a huge role in how we age. Loneliness, especially after 60, can actually accelerate aging. It can affect your heart, your memory, and even your immune system. But the opposite is also true. Having even just 1 or 2 meaningful connections, people you can laugh with, talk to, or share quiet moments with, can be one of the strongest anti-aging tools out there. And I get it. Making new connections isn't always easy, especially if you've lost friends or your family lives far away. But connection doesn't always have to come from long conversations. It can be a smile to your neighbor, a short phone call, a note you send in the mail. It can even be talking to yourself kindly in the mirror, because being connected also means being connected to yourself. So here's the gentle challenge. Each day, do one thing that brings you closer to yourself or to someone else. It might not seem like much at first, but those little moments become threads in the fabric of a fuller, more joyful life. These simple habits, moving with purpose, breathing mindfully, and nurturing connection, don't cost anything, but they give back in ways that no cream or pill ever could. They're about coming home to yourself, about treating your body and mind with kindness, not pressure, and about remembering that aging isn't about fading away. It's about growing into a new kind of strength. Now that we explored a few of these foundational practices, let's continue to build on them and see what other small changes can lead to big rewards. We've talked about the power of movement, mindful breathing, and staying connected. Now, let's shift to something a little quieter, but just as essential, the way you end your day. Have you ever noticed how your body feels the next morning after a restless night? You're not quite yourself. Your joints ache more, your thoughts feel foggy, and you just feel slower. It's not in your head. Sleep is one of the most powerful anti-aging tools we have. And the best part is, it doesn't cost a thing. But here's the truth. As we age, good sleep doesn't always come naturally. Maybe you wake up more during the night, or find yourself staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m., replaying conversations, or worrying about things you can't change. If that's you, I want you to know it's okay. You're human, and you're not broken. What you can do is create a little evening ritual that sends a signal to your brain. It's time to rest. That could be dimming the lights after dinner, turning off the TV an hour before bed, sipping a warm, caffeine-free tea, listening to soft music, or reading a book instead of scrolling through a screen. These small, gentle cues tell your body, we're winding down now. Over time, this builds a rhythm your brain learns to follow. And if your mind races when your head hits the pillow, try this. Keep a small notebook beside your bed. Before sleep, write down anything that's bothering you, anything you're trying not to forget. It's like taking the mental clutter out of your brain and putting it somewhere safe for the night. It's simple, but it works, and it brings real peace. Now, speaking of peace, let's talk about what you feed your body. Because aging isn't just about lines on your face. It's also about how your body works on the inside. And nothing affects that more than what you eat. I'm not here to hand you a diet plan or tell you to give up every comfort food you love. Instead, I want to invite you to look at food as nourishment, not restriction. Imagine your plate like a garden, colorful, fresh, and full of life. When you fill your meals with fruits, vegetables, nuts, whole grains, and healthy fats like olive oil or avocado, you're not just eating. You're fueling your cells. You're calming inflammation, supporting your heart, protecting your memory. You're giving your body the tools it needs to keep working well. And you don't have to overhaul everything. Try adding just one more colorful vegetable to your dinner. Swap one sugary snack for something natural like a handful of berries or a few almonds. Small steps are powerful. Because here's the thing, your body wants to thrive. It's been with you through everything, and it still wants to carry you into more vibrant years. But let me share a little secret that doesn't get talked about enough. Your mindset matters just as much as your meals. I've met people in their 70s who look and move like they're 50, not because of supplement, but because of how they see life. They stay curious. They laugh. They forgive themselves when they fall short. They wake up excited to learn something new, even if it's just how to make a new recipe or take a better photo with their phone. Staying young isn't about pretending you're not aging. It's about engaging, about finding joy in the ordinary, about refusing to let your days blur into each other. Maybe that means starting your mornings with a few stretches and some music. Maybe it's taking a walk and noticing 3 things you've never seen before, or learning to paint, or calling someone just to hear their voice. Joy doesn't have to be loud. Sometimes the most powerful kind is quiet, the kind that sneaks up on you while you're sitting in the sunlight, sipping tea, feeling grateful for the moment. And don't forget, you don't need to be perfect to feel young. You just need to be present. Aging well isn't about avoiding wrinkles or chasing every trend. It's about building a life that feels good to live. One breath at a time, one connection at a time, one nourishing meal, one peaceful sleep, one joyful choice at a time. You've earned the right to live fully, not in spite of your age, but because of it. So take a deep breath. Be proud of everything you've survived, and remind yourself that the best version of you is the one that feels most alive, not the one that looks the most youthful. Let's keep going. There's still a couple more beautiful, doable secrets I want to share with you, and they're just around the corner. You know, one of the most powerful secrets to feeling younger isn't found in a bottle or brochure. It's found in purpose. Yes, real purpose. That reason to get up in the morning. That small spark of this matters that lives deep in your chest. And purpose doesn't have to be a grand mission. It doesn't need to be launching a charity or writing a memoir. Though it could be, more often, it's something quiet. Something deeply personal. Maybe it's tending to your garden because you love watching things grow. Maybe it's calling your grandson every Friday just to hear him laugh. Maybe it's volunteering once a week, or mentoring someone younger, or making sure the birds in your backyard never go hungry. When we stop feeling useful, we start to fade, not just emotionally, but physically too. There's research behind this. People who have a strong sense of purpose tend to live longer, healthier lives. Their brains stay sharper. Their mood stays steadier. Their bodies heal faster. Why? Because the heart and the mind are deeply connected. When you believe you matter, your body listens. So if you're watching this and wondering, but what's my purpose now? You're not alone. Life shifts after 60. The kids are grown. The job might be done. Roles change. But that doesn't mean your story is over. In fact, this chapter might be your most meaningful yet. Purpose can begin again at any age. Just follow what feels meaningful, no matter how small. It matters more than you think. And speaking of things that matter more than we think, let's talk about how we speak to ourselves. Yes, you heard me right. The way you talk to yourself. We all have that inner voice. Sometimes it's kind and encouraging. Other times, it's surprisingly harsh. Especially as we age, it can start whispering things like, I'm not useful anymore, or I'm too old to try that, or look at all these changes. I don't even recognize myself. And those thoughts, they don't just make us feel down. Over time, they affect how we move, how we eat, how we sleep, and even how our bodies heal. But here's the good news. You can train your inner voice to be gentler, more supportive, kinder. You can talk to yourself the way you talk to your best friend, with encouragement, not criticism. When you look in the mirror, instead of focusing on what's changed, try smiling and saying something kind. Even something as simple as, I'm proud of you, or you're still here and that's enough. This isn't about toxic positivity or pretending everything's perfect. It's about giving yourself grace. You've lived through decades of joy, heartbreak, growth, and uncertainty. You've earned the right to be spoken to with love, especially by yourself. And here's something that ties it all together: gratitude. It may sound small. It may sound like a word you've heard too often. But gratitude, genuine daily gratitude, is one of the most underrated anti-aging secrets there is. It changes your brain. It softens stress. It lifts depression. It reminds you that life still holds beauty, even in the ordinary. You don't need a perfect life to feel grateful. Just take one moment, maybe before bed or with your morning tea, to think of 3 things that made you smile that day. A breeze through the window, a phone call, a moment of peace, a hot bowl of soup, a neighbor waving hello. And when you start stacking these small gratitudes, something happens. Life starts to feel fuller, brighter, more alive. So here's what I want you to remember as we wrap this up. Aging well isn't about denying your age. It's about owning it, with purpose, with movement, with rest and joy and connection, with nourishing your body and your mind, with being kind to yourself, and with choosing every day to stay engaged in your own beautiful, ongoing story. You don't need expensive creams. You don't need magic pills. You just need small, consistent choices that honor who you are and what your body still wants to give you. You are not too late. You are not too old. You are not invisible. You are worthy of good health, of happiness, of days that feel vibrant and free. And every single moment you choose one of these little anti-aging secrets, you're proving that to yourself all over again. If anything in today's video spoke to you, if you found one thing you're willing to try, go ahead and tell me in the comments. I read them, and I'd love to hear from you. This channel is here to remind you that aging isn't the end of something. It's the beginning of something deeper, something stronger, something absolutely worth celebrating. If you haven't already, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more conversations just like this one. Because we're not slowing down, we're just getting started. Here's to living your best life, no matter your age. You've got this.